let's start with tech. It seems to have been the reason most people have been giving for a pullback in the equity markets, a little bit of wobble on tech. IBM, Google, we saw SAP. Did you buy that wobble on tech hitting the whole market story?
Not in terms of the whole market so much, although obviously in terms of being one of the US's largest sectors, it clearly has something of an impact on sentiment. I mean, you're absolutely right. There have been a fairly mixed bag of Q1 updates so far. On the upside, as opposed to Google and IBM, who you mentioned, of course, we had some reasonably good numbers from Intel and Yahoo, although admittedly, as much of Yahoo's success was down to its stake in Alibaba as much as anything else. But if you look at the way the NASDAQ has been performing this year, the wealth of new tech IPOs coming to the market where there isn't even necessarily a revenue line established, let alone a profit line, clearly some investors were deciding this might be the time to start banking in some profits.
Yeah. I mentioned Diageo. They had some trouble in China, a little bit of a slowdown in China for them, in Thailand as well. How does the China story play into a lot of these companies for you now?
Well, it remains very important. Clearly, it's the world's second largest economy. Diageo's comments today contrast interestingly with Burberry yesterday, which was saying much the opposite. And of course, yesterday was the day we got the Q1 GDP figure in China, which came in above expectations at 7.4%, a figure which is the envy of most developed economies, of course. But in terms of the longer term story, many companies, including Diageo, are continuing to highlight the likes of China and India. We obviously had that Diageo announcement the other day on the Indian company it's going after, where we've got emerging middle classes, of course, and an emerging wealth which they're keen to tap into. So this could be a bump in the road for Diageo, but I think it's fair to say the company's still well regarded.